Anamorphosis, that's correct. Orange, so if your words were so happy. This is Father Dalzon when he is young, with students from the First Assumption College. We heard it was College3. All right? You see some of the hats that they wore, some of the clothes that they wore. This is Father Dalzon with one of the students of that school. 1843 it was founded. And this is Father Dalzon 2 years before he died, with a number of first. So, this evening, what we have planned is a signing of what is known as a Memorandum of Understanding between Assumption College and the Assumptionists with regard to a Rome campus. This is very momentous because we've been working on this for several years. I am going to let Dr. Cesareo, you already heard Father Benoit speak. I'm going to let Dr. Cesareo say a few words about the Rome campus and maybe a little bit of the history and why he thinks the Rome campus is so important to Assumption College.
Thank you. This idea of establishing Rome campus actually grew out of one of these trips 4 years ago. 4 years ago. When the first group from Assumption College came to Rome on a class trip such as you are on, Dr. Vaughn and I started to explore possibilities of establishing a Rome campus, at that time simply for the Foundations program. And as we began to explore the possibility, and I had been at 2 previous institutions that had established Rome programs, and I began to think, well, why limit it to just the Foundations program? Why not make this an opportunity for all of our students, because it could be so valuable? And as we were looking at different potential sites, the Father Richard Lamoureux, who was the Superior General before Father Benoit, who some of you may have met on campus, who is back on campus at Assumption College, said, maybe we should explore something with the Assumptionists. And that's how this idea began to take flesh. And as we explored more and more the possibility, it became more and more attractive. And then when Father Benoit became Superior General, he was very open to the idea and very supportive of the idea. And throughout this whole process, the entire Assumptionist Council has been very supportive. And in particular, Brother Didier has been instrumental in helping us to arrive at conclusions as we moved forward. And the entire community, I have to say that it has been, a project like this has the potential for so many stumbling blocks along the way. And the Assumptionists here in Rome have been nothing but open to the idea, accommodating, and very, very helpful in the whole process. And why is this program important? It's important because, as those of you who are here on this trip, and some of you in Europe for the first time, know how important it is to open your minds to new cultures, to open your minds to new ways of living and to new ideas, and to have a site that is our own, where students can come and explore another culture and live in that culture and study in a unique way is going to be life-transforming and life-changing. And that's very, very important. And I think it's important because having a campus here in Rome, opens up 3 different worlds. It opens up students to the world of the classical liberal arts tradition, which in many ways is so much a part of the life and history of this city. And Father Dalzon, when he spoke about education and what the students in Nîmes should study, was very, very clear that they should study the best of the tradition of the Western world. And coming here to Rome, that's a possibility even more so. The second world that it opens you up to is the world of the Catholic Church. This entire week we have been talking about how the center of the church and the importance of the center of the church here because of the martyrdom of Peter and Paul, and how the church really grew, and the community here grew in the midst of the challenges of the day, but yet continued to make progress forward in their commitment to the message of the gospel and the commitment to the message of the faith. And to be here in Rome, hopefully, will also allow for a continued deepening of our students' faith, a deepening of their understanding of the church. As so many of you have said this week, because of the many officials that you've met at the Vatican, gee, wow, they're real people. Wow, I never thought of the church in this way. And that's so important. It's so important to come away with an understanding of the church. And so, that's another world that students will be able to enter into. And the third world is the world of the Assumptionists themselves. Getting to know the international character of the order. It's very easy for us at Assumption College to think of the Assumptionists as simply those at the college, or the Assumptionist world as simply the world of the college. Well, it's a much bigger world that spans almost every continent. And to enter into that world, to come to an understanding of that world, and an appreciation of that world, will happen here because it is the international headquarters, and our students will have an opportunity to interact with Assumptionists who come and work here, who come and study here, who come through here for a short term. And that will be very valuable because you will get to know the order much better, and that will enrich our relationship between the college and the Assumptionists. And this comes at an opportune moment in the life of the Assumptionists and the college, because last May, at the general chapter that elected Father Benoit and plucked Father John away from Worcester, the chapter identified the college as what they called a mobilizing work. That is to say, a ministry, a work that the congregation places a great deal of importance in, a work that the congregation wants to support and to sustain, and wants to be very much involved in. And we very much want the Assumptionists to be involved in the life of the college. Some of you may have had Father Alain Thomaset last year from Belgium, who taught in our theology department, and he's going to return next year in January. One example of the collaboration, and we hope that that's just the beginning of further collaboration. And our coming here on the campus here, hopefully we can provide the Assumptionists with our assistance in whatever way possible in terms of supporting their various works, and supporting their ministries, and helping them to accomplish the various goals that they have as a congregation. We are partners with the congregation. We are working together for the coming of the kingdom of God, which is what the Assumptionists are all about in terms of their overall goals and overall aims. So this gives us such an opportunity, and I want to thank Father Benoit for his support of the idea from the very beginning. I want to thank Brother Didier for all of his work in the negotiations, the entire council who has been supportive of this. I want to thank the community because we know that this is disruptive in some ways, but the goal at the end, we hope and we believe, is going to be wonderful. I want to thank Father Julio. I don't know Father Julio. Here he is. Father Julio, the archivist, the librarian, and gracias para su trabajo con nuestros bibliotecarios. Gracias por su ¿cómo se dice? Su apoyo por este proyecto. Gracias, muchas gracias. And I want to thank our 4 librarians from Assumption who are spending their spring break moving books and packing books, and we thank them. I want to thank Professor Lazar, who at the last minute, literally, was called upon to come with the librarians to assist, and he's been lifting a lot of books, I hear, this week. And so I want to thank him for his presence here this week in helping to move the project forward. So this evening, we are going to sign this official memorandum of understanding as we move this project forward. And I don't know if all of you met Father Jerome, but Father Jerome will be coming to join the faculty of the theology department next academic year permanently, where we know. So hopefully some of you will have an opportunity to have Father Jerome when he comes to Assumption College as a member of the theology department.
Thank you. We did not choose this particular spot without intention. You guys can be seated. We chose this picture of Father Delzo with the first students of Assumption College, which was a high school. College means a high school. Because Father Delzo had in his head that he wanted one day to found a university. He was never able. Not the healthcare builder. And the most important people in the room get the pins. The students on this side of the room, please.
Memoria